This is Vinyl Voices Radio. ESPN 97.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm John Denman.
Jesse Sandejas.
All right, welcome everybody to this week's episode of Vinyl Voices Radio here on ESPN 97.5. He is Jesse Sandejas.
Hey, y'all.
I'm John Denman, and we are hanging out at the, I don't even know what we call these studios, the Hell and High Water Studios. Basically,
Voices Studio.
Vinyl Voices Studio, the Adley Law Firm Studio, if they want to get behind that.
That's right. Frank Pizza Studio.
Frank Pizza Studio. I like the sound of that, actually. That's pretty good.
That was pretty good.
But we are at Jason's garage, sitting there recording another episode of Vinyl Voices Radio, and really excited about tonight. We have a fun band that I guess the first time that we all hung out was about, I don't know, 8 years ago is what we determined.
At least.
So, Jesse, why don't you introduce everybody?
Sure. So tonight, y'all, we have the Broken Folks, Texas Country Music Award winners. And so on the couch, we have Brent, Josh, and Ellen. And we're going to hear some songs and talk country music. The first country music act on Vinyl Voices.
Yes. So, congratulations for that. That's going to go a long ways. Yeah.
I mean, no pressure or anything.
No pressure.
No.
First country music act. But, I don't know, your style of country is, I like it because it's like, it takes me back to what country really should be, in my opinion. Right? I mean, there's pop everything mixed in with a bunch of genres and all this stuff. But listen to a lot of your music this last week, because you guys are going to be on. Like, oh yeah, man, let's jam some stuff. It has that it took me back to like some of the early Dwight Yoakam fun times, and then with not only that, but with some of the lyrics that we'll talk about in these. Someone made me laugh.
We're good.
Some made you laugh. Some was like, are you guys okay? So that album was...
Does anybody need a hug over there?
You gotta laugh in the face of like,
the honest answer?
Diversity. Right? So what you got on the song? That's the truth. That's right.
Yeah.
So
we're rolling to a song.
let's roll into the song.
Let's roll into a song. So, what song are we going to listen to first?
Let's see where it went wrong.
Where I Went Wrong.
There you go.
That's the title track off of last year's album. Yep. All right, here we go.
I can feel the weight of the hammer hanging just above my head as these clouds come rolling in. Yesterday's fumes heavy on my breath as I sang a lonely song. I don't know where I went wrong. I don't know where I went wrong, but I'm sitting here cold and alone. She's downtown having all the fun, doing things that can't be undone. I don't know where I went wrong. Pour myself a drink and I start to think, why do I always howl at the moon? Staying up late, getting no sleep as I dig my grave with a spoon. Don't think she's got a mind to head back home, and I can't say I blame her. She never did want to go it alone. I sit back down in this chair and I run my fingers through my hair. I don't know where I went wrong. She's downtown having all the fun, doing things that can't be undone. I don't know where I went wrong. I don't know where I went wrong.
All right, that is the Broken Spokes.
Wait, went wrong. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Like we're talking during the song. I mean, there's a lot to unwrap in this one. Who wants to start?
What?
This is start from early.
Yeah, look, we don't even know. Tell us about the song. No, this song was a song that Josh had written a lot of the melody and the guitar chords and things too. And he had, I remember pieces of it, right? And he sent it to me and was like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" I'm like, "I really dig it." And we already knew where this was going. And I'd worked on some lyrics for it. And he was like, "Look, help me work this all out." And I put we did some lyrics things with it and sent it back to him. He said, "Yeah, I like it. I dig it." And so off it went. And so, luckily, like I said, he had kind of already set the motif, I would say, with the overall, direction of the song. And we were just looking to say, all right, we need to, fill out with some lyrics and kind of complete the thought, so to speak. And so I helped kind of put some of that together. A lot of these songs you're here, he and I have worked to some degree together on for sure, in some way. But that's kind of really how the song kind of came about.
How about, I mean, it's like the first song on the album,
Right.
and it's also the title track. So where did it fall in line as far as putting the album together? And that, because it feels like that kind of like, okay, here's where we're going, audience, like here it is right at the beginning, and the rest of the album is kind of has those themes too. So,
I don't know how we came to have that one first on the album, but I guess it worked out.
Yeah, it's like, how do things happen? We don't know. But yeah. I remember we all, and Ellen, I don't know, you may remember better than I do, but I think we all looked at it. We really liked the song. We wanted to kind of get, it's the whole like, you've watched too much John Cusack movies. You're like, well, you got to build it and then you got to take it down and then you got to bring it back up. But we thought, hey, this would be a good one to start with, kind of be the title track of the album. And so kind of just kick it off, hopefully bring you in.
Has a good initial energy, I think.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is what we sound like. And then the rest follows after that.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's full of like the music. It's good, like uplifted. It's a good dancing song, and all that stuff. Then when you listen to the lyrics, it's like there's a lot more involved in that, especially like using a spoon to dig in your grave. That line there. The first time I heard it, it was like, that's a really badass line, throw in there, because it could dig. There's a lot of directions and a lot of ways you could take that. So what did you mean for it in this song?
It's funny. Josh wrote that. He wrote the line for sure. And when I took it as a heroin reference, it's just naturally to the beginning.
For some reason.
Yeah, it was probably story.
It was straight.
I immediately went to a heroin reference. The
Expression, though.
yeah.
People say it before, not in the drug
That's but that was
references. But
For some reason, I had in my mind, like, going to the refrigerator in the middle of the night and eating ice cream. I don't know why that
every time I'm still myself with at least but see, well, if you listen to like the line before, it's shit, I'm trying to remember.
I'm caught up on how wide of array of interpretation of you still wearing the ice cream. He's telling me that's what I
Before that, it's like I pour myself another drink. Why do I always have to move? Right, and then it's like I dig myself a grave, with a spoon or whatever. But it's kind of like that. It's like you're drinking yourself to death, kind of in a sense. But that's why it follows that. But yeah,
I mean, I always thought it as like the classic male novel, right? Of like, I screw everything up all the time. I don't do shit, but I'm on the couch going, "Why? I'm the asshole. It's me. I mean, I'm the problem here. I don't see it. I don't understand it." And
like you're having nails in your coffee. It's like digging in with a spoon. One spoon at a time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, when you listen to music and you connect with it, you definitely are getting that sense of like, you know that those persons, you know, like, and maybe that person is you, you know, and
I
so
think it's all of us at some point, you know.
yeah, but yeah, that's
I had that box of Swiss rolls that sits in my cabinet, one spoonful at a time, and
Right?
it's
See, I was the one that was way off here. You know what I mean? Clear.
and yeah, it's Swiss rolls and ice cream. I think
I'm the one that took it dark. You know, I was the one that took it dark.
yeah. Well,
I mean, heroin.
it's a wide swing.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a broad audience that are watching and listening, so you know it'll hit
Yeah,
everyone a little bit different.
We had that whole conversation in the studio, like, is this too much? If people don't think it's a drug reference or not, which I guess, I mean, it could be, it's open to interpretation.
It's just like, let's just think about it to be like, how lame are we now that we're in the studio going, is someone going to misinterpret our lyrics as a drug reference? Well, 18-year-old selves would kick our asses, right?
Just responsible these days.
That's a good point, though, you know, because you guys are like, you know, have like a lot of currency in this state as far as, you know, your music. I mean, you're playing like Greenhall and like, you know, award winners, you know, and stuff. And so is that a thing that you kind of have to think about when you're like creating music, you know, future albums and songs that,
I mean, I think it's more like if you're in just being to be aware of it. You know, if that's your intention, if that's what you want to come across, so that's the point you're trying to make, sure. But like, if you're not trying to make that point, and then people hear it and they're like, "Oh, that's totally a drug reference." Like, I never didn't meant for it to be a drug reference or whatever. You know, I think that was more of the question at the time. Is like, okay, is this going to be interpreted as such? You know, are we trying to convey that? You know,
right?
That's kind of the whole deal. I think it's more.
Yeah, like I said, it's changed over time, right? As the business end of this thing has expanded, right? And you start getting more onto the business side, and business people start coming and being involved with the music, and they have their opinions and things about how what we do impacts their ability to do their job. But we've never tried to change anything we're doing specifically for let's just say a business perspective, right? You know?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I mean, you just focus on the art. So
we're trying to as much as we possibly can, right? I think we do that within a certain context at times, right? But I think if we ever said, all right, we got to write something for radio, I mean, I feel like it would suck. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe we should try, but you know what I mean? It's
Can't play this song on the radio.
yeah. So, you know, yeah, we've always tried to we're going to do what we do. And again, this band has been so unique from the day that it started, when Josh and I kind of started it and how we started it. You know, I think our voice is still evolving, so to speak, right? In terms of like the style, the instrumentation, the style, the lyrics, all of it. But I think it's never going to stray too far away from the kind of the core source of what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Maybe you can listen to stuff that you put out early days and now, and I know who that is.
yeah, I mean,
And I like that to a certain extent, right? I mean, it worked for Slayer. Why can't it work for us? All right, let's be honest with me.
I mean, it's traditional country music, you know.
Well, and that's when we started this band, that was kind of what we were focused on, really, is there was no one that did just the pure source of it, right?
Right.
And so there was people that did maybe some of the covers of these songs and things, but they did their version, right? It was a guy with a Les Paul and whatever.
Yeah.
And we kind of went back because we didn't really necessarily grow up on this stuff. We come from a little bit different background, but we kind of peeled it back and said, I want to understand exactly to a T what the original recipe was. And let's learn that, like, as purely and as easily as we can. And then what we'll do from there as this band grew was say our voice will kind of morph from there, but we're going to learn the original recipe exactly as it was. And then we'll see what, as we write our own songs and we do things, you know, with ourselves, we'll see what direction that takes. And I think that's why we sound the way we sound. I don't think we would sound the way we sound without having that approach.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you disagree or agree.
No, totally agree.
Now let's go ahead and take a break and get some more Frank's Pizza, get some more Spindle Tap beer. This is Vinyl Voices Radio. We're hanging out with the Broken Spokes. We'll be right back.
Downtown, having all the fun, doing things that can be undone. I don't know where I went wrong.
This is Vinyl Voices, brought to you by Adley Law Firm, Houston's personal injury attorneys for 30 years.
And so, guys, we have another song. What's
we do.
What's the next song we're gonna hear?
Let's hear All I Hear You Say.
All I Hear You Say. All right.
Everyone, they know the story. They've seen it time and time again. If only they had the heart to tell me what I know but choose not to see. Your wandering eyes, they never settle. Your arms reach for a different man each night. I wish I had the strength to listen, but your lips, they tell the sweetest lie. All I hear you say is I love you. It's music to my ears every time. All I hear you say is I love you. I believe it with my heart, but not my mind. You now have my full attention. I hang on every word you say. Leaning close so I can hear you, but only three little words are clear. All I hear you say is I love you. It's music to my ears every time. All I hear you say is I love you. I believe it with my heart, but not my mind. I believe it with my heart, but not my mind.
All right. Yeah, I know. We're back. Yeah, we're back again. Back again.
That was All I Hear You Say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about where that came from. I also, those vocals on that one, you got that little rise in there. That's nice.
That's 100% here. So like I said, Josh could tell you a little more. On this one, it kind of similar to the last one, Josh had written kind of the melody, the chords behind it, and he had the first two lines of that chorus, and I was like, man, this is perfect. This is really good, and we needed to write more. And so I helped kind of flesh out some more lyrics, and it kind of came together very similarly to Where I Went Wrong. And we wrote this one, actually, this is the first one we had written since our original album, the first new original, I think, that we had worked up and written. And so we played this song a whole lot live beforehand, but I think he nailed it with everything that we needed. And honestly, this one kind of flowed out of me because everything was in place. And when we worked on the lyrics, it made it really easy.
So on this one, you guys worked on the lyrics together, or Josh, you already had?
I had that basically that hook, the chorus part of it, majority of the chorus, right? And then I was like, okay, my dopamine levels are sated, and I'm done with this. Like, we don't have a verse or anything like that. I call it a day, right? And that's how
I did my job.
that's how everybody else is like, okay, I guess we'll. And then yeah, Brent came back and they filled in. I mean, most of that song, lyrically.
Well, it was funny because like sometimes we work well together in that aspect where sometimes it's hard for me to shotgun start on things, right? But if you give me a little bit of yarn, a little bit of rope, it's easy for me to go, okay, like I understand what the point is, right? I'm getting the melody, I'm in all that, and then I think sometimes things flow out of me a little bit easier. So there's times when especially with that one where he sent it, and I was like, dude,
I'm the opposite. I'm like, well, I got this hook,
right.
and I'm done now.
Right. I'm like, no, this is great. We just need to tie this shoe up, right? I mean, we got two laces here. We just got to tie it up. But that's kind of how that song came together.
Yeah, I kind of just pull Ellen in here on this.
Yeah.
Kind of, these guys are talking about the song, being formed, and they're writing the song, but then everybody contributes to the song.
100%.
Kevin was here. Just that kind of like the sound that he brings to every track, and then of course you on the fiddle. So,
To be honest, it wouldn't be anything without the fiddle. So if we're putting weight measures on things, then yes, continue on.
Well, yeah, it's like
I love that.
I mean, that's part of the song process too, where you're bringing what you bring into it. So speak to that a little bit, how you and, Kevin too, he's not here, but, that sound is so prominent in these songs that, just where that all fits in with these songs.
The way that the guys structured the song, the real throwback sound, honestly made it easy. And Kevin and I really have a good chemistry of kind of playing off of each other, and in the process of coming up with lines and kind of live coming up with stuff. I think we're just really focusing on the classic country sound and, what would fit best in this song. So
We are so lucky and fortunate to have like Ellen, people like Kevin,
Gus.
the guys.
Right.
I mean,
Gus.
everybody that's in the band, like it contributes. People know their role, and like we get in, and it's like, okay, well, so we have this kernel. Like I like this hook or whatever, and Brent's like, okay, well, I like come up with some of this, finish up the lyrics, get the melody done, all this stuff, and then everybody else in the band just kind of comes together in a sense without it being like work of like, okay, we're gonna really think this out. Like I want this kind of deal at the front. Everybody's like, okay, I know where this is going, and like fill in the blanks a little bit, and it makes it so much easier and so much more cohesive. I mean, you hear like singer-songwriters and stuff that have very popular songs already, and they don't sing it. They've written it for somebody else, like Dean Dillon or whatever. You hear them singing, you're like, oh, this is like not that great. Like you hear them, the melody and the lyrics are there and everything, and it's really nice. But when you hear like the actual version, the studio version, having the people put those like quintessential parts in there, it's huge. And we're not a big enough band to like call it the Nashville A team or whatever, or have enough money to do that. So we're really lucky to have.
Well, I mean, we wouldn't do it even if we could afford it, because again, like he said, man, everybody in this band, we have been a live band. That's when we first started. We want to play live. We want to be a live band. We want to be as good live. That is the core. Everything else that we're doing is all supportive, more gigs, more opportunities. We like to play live. And so we've been fortunate with over years, right? Putting different people in the band, bringing people in. When we've gotten this core in, we knew, hey man, everybody in their spot is really good. And then everybody understood exactly what their role was. And they knew, don't get out of your lane, just stay in your lane. If we do all this together, the sum of this is going to be really good. And it makes it super easy, man. It really makes it super easy.
Speaking to that, I think an element of our sound that may not actually be noticed, but that's a good thing. It means that it's working well, is the drumming.
Right.
So Gus Alvarado is our drummer.
Yep.
And it is extremely rare to find someone who is willing to just shuffle night long.
And understand how nearly impossible it is.
Do you at least give him a drum solo at one point in the show?
I'm on it.
We took that out of it.
Early on, when we were like putting this thing together, we were starting to play gigs. I mean, we went through a whole slew of everybody, right? Like drummers and all kinds of stuff. This is years ago, but yeah, it was so hard to find like, okay, man, just sit there and play this beat for, not just sit here and play this beat, but like, get in the pocket, stay in the pocket, that's what you do. That's all you do.
Right. They'll say unless
If you throw a more modern sounding drummer into the mix, it's just not. It's not.
it loses
cut it out.
100%.
Yeah, it's so wild though that, I mean, because I've been around bands,
Yeah.
and some bands they do have like divas in them, or like I have to get my creative flow on or whatever, and so and it's not that y'all don't do that, but to actually be all on the same page, like to actually
everybody has their part and everybody has to cohesively do it together. You have solos, you have all those things or whatever, but we're talking about Willie Nelson. I remember seeing Willie Nelson years ago when Paul English was still alive and still playing for him. And they get up there and he's playing just a snare, a stick, and a brush. There's no like rototoms and 17 cymbals or anything like that. Like he's up there, and the amount of like feeling and everything that he got out of that, and he just got in the pocket and he stayed there for 2 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever the whole time. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so great. It's hard to do, and it's hard to find people that are willing to do that. And
Or understand how to do it.
right. It's playing for the music. It's
And
not
pride
Exactly.
is doing that sort of
yeah.
playing.
that's so weird because I didn't think that I would reference Krungbin, in a
Yeah.
chat with the Broken Spokes, but they're the same type of band where the three of them just know this is what I do, this is what you do, and then
Right.
even down to the drummer, just like
Oh, dude, let's talk about a pocket player.
Yeah.
And, he gets there and he's like, "This is what I'm doing," and this is playing for the song. It's not like, "Hey, I'm here play the drum
Right,
song
for me,
Right.
Yeah.
And
So
when
with the
there's
song.
time, there's time, right?
and
Yeah.
that's what makes you guys successful. I mean, everybody's committed to it, and it's like shining. It's really coming
Thank
through.
you, man.
Yeah.
We've it's not by accident, so to speak, right? I think that thing, it's worked itself out naturally over time, but I think everybody has a ton of respect for the other people, and I hope there's never been, we're gonna say this, a time. Well, like, honestly, there's times when I'm the diva and I need to like go to the, we need to stop because I've only read bathrooms. We've tried to be a nameless thing. Like I said, I've always, and I believe this, I've thought that, without all of them, I wouldn't be as good as, right? I serve a purpose, right? And I serve a role in the band, and it's important, but it's not all of it, right? And music today has kind of gone to that, where the singer is just, everybody else is get lost. And I'm like, you see a lot of those bands with the singer that's like, I'm the only important piece. And when you see them live, you're not super impressed, right?
Right.
Well, then they also, go through so many different people in their band.
Right. Well, that's the.
I don't know if I'll say, yeah, like those guys, they have all these hired guns, and these guys are phenomenal players and everything like that. But I mean, when they can kind of play to the song, but I think knowing, like us playing together for a while and knowing the role, like I said, and like, less is more type of deal sometimes.
Yeah.
It's helped. It
Yeah.
really has.
It's a really cool blueprint for like, the steps that y'all are taking, just that going back to learning the original recipe, and then, everybody just bringing those pieces into the kitchen to like, concoct this thing. It's
And like you said, I think everybody entered the kitchen with the same understanding of like what exactly what we were going to make. Right.
Right.
Well, maybe not the recipe, but the outcome, right? Hey, we're making chicken fried steak here. So like everybody, came in ready to,
But you don't see the line guy over there, like in the fry area, like messing with that stuff or whatever. Like,
yeah. Was it enough food reference?
I was like,
We're going to have to take a break to eat some more Frank's Pizza.
I know, let's do it with the
All right, let's go ahead and wrap this segment up. And actually, I have another slice of Frank's Pizza. This is Vinyl Voices Radio. We'll be right back.
This is Vinyl Voices, brought to you by Adley Law Firm, Houston's personal injury attorneys for 30 years.
Again, for Vinyl Voices Radio here on ESPN 97.5. Broken Spokes, our music guest. And let's jump right into the next song, because so far the first two have been good.
Yeah. This next one is Jesse's favorite Broken Spokes.
That's what I thought.
It's called Moved Into a Bottle. So it's It's on the album prior, right?
Well, we just released it as a single. We kind of re-recorded it in the last year. Well, that's a whole nother conversation of content and things. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but yeah, we had re-recorded. This is one of the very first songs that we had kind of written and done as a band.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
Didn't take long to pack my bag. I was out the door before you said goodbye. Just one suitcase, my pride, and these sad songs. Moving once again to find a place to call home. Well, I packed my bags and moved into a bottle. The rent is cheap, the room is a little tight. Sometimes I need a little help to get myself to sleep at night. I packed my bags and moved into a bottle. I never cared for these empty walls. Settling down just never suited me well. I don't have a thing to believe in. Just this jukebox in my head and a fifth to call home. Well, I packed my bags and moved into a bottle. The rent is cheap, the room is a little tight. Sometimes I need a little help to get myself to sleep at night. Packed my bags and moved into a bottle. Yeah, I packed my bags and moved into a bottle.
There are a lot of old country songs that sped up a little bit, makes great punk rock songs.
Well, it's still the kind of three chords in the truth.
Yeah.
Same, you know?
But I don't know, does it work the same way if you take a country song or you take a punk rock song and slow it down to a country song?
Well, we've
Because again,
tried.
kind of what you're saying though is that like the lyrics stand out.
It boils down to the lyrics pretty much.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the melody or whatnot. But yeah,
That's
But
true.
the spirit and the thought is there, right? I mean, punk rock it's more into anger. It's more into, you know, aggressive, right? Where country is kind of the antithesis of that, but it's still kind of all the same. Roots music to me is roots music, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've always been attracted to that, like what it is. I want to go to the source of whatever we're listening to.
Right.
You know, I'm always, what's the source? And let me find the rawest version of this. And that's what I usually am drawn to, at least personally.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of done this with your music, like the country music that you guys are making. It's like back to the basics. Again, you gotta have a fiddle in the band.
She's by far one of the most talented people in this band. It's not even chorus.
What is it? Are there a lot of fiddle players in town too, or
Here's a huge pool of very talented
really?
fiddle players.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have to hear that.
How's that sound?
I mean, I was,
There are. Well,
that's good.
the nice thing I think about Ellen, we've talked a lot about this. So Ellen comes from you've got a bluegrass, a more classical background, I would say, if that's fair, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking in your later years.
Yes.
of education.
So I grew up in West Tennessee playing bluegrass,
Okay.
but I was classically trained at the same time. So I had the classical technique, but I was learning fiddle music. And that was the culture that I grew up in, was Appalachian old time bluegrass, which incidentally are the roots of country music. So my playing has kind of evolved as I've learned country music, and it's helped me feel like I'm a part of a bigger picture, kind of evolving with the music.
And what you see here these days is like there's a lot of these kids grew up playing in these fiddle competitions here, right? So it was all playing fiddle pieces. So they have been programmed since they were 6 years old to play. I mean, just, oh, would you like to hear 8,000 notes? Oh, there you go. Let me have it. Right. So they all play in that style.
Right.
And Ellen has been such a breath of fresh air, and even other musicians and people have said it, right? Where when it's time to shine and play the notes, she can play them. But when it's time to not do that, she cannot do it extremely well.
This is the song we just heard.
Yes.
You know, like you all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's some fiddle. And it's like smoothly goes right in.
And some of my favorite stuff that she does is on the slower, more simple songs, right?
Mhm.
Where you're like, man, oh, that was great. You know what I mean?
And just like the drummer, you know, it's just, you could,
Right.
Right.
do that.
They want to hit it. I'm telling you, he's kept taking things away because if it's there, they're going to hit it. And I don't blame them. I mean, probably hit it too, you know?
Yeah.
But we're like, no, do less, stop, no, do less. So it's pretty much, at one point we had a drummer with a kick hi-hat and snare and be like, if you can't figure it, just do this and do it really well the way we're needing you to do it. And so, yeah, that's kind of how our band is.
You're one step away.
It sounds very cute. It sounds very candidate. But we worked on, trying to get away from the standard, kind of the standard thing of like, let's not do it the way everybody else is doing it, so to speak.
Yeah.
Does that ever work with the vocals where also somebody's like, I've got an idea. Here are the vocals. You're like, nah, man, we got to tone that down some.
I don't think we've ever really had that deal. I think we've had a pretty good democratic rule. I mean, maybe you have got a good idea.
No, I like when I write lyrics, I'm like, oh man, there's like a whole lot of words in here. We're gonna have to like take this one in, I'll take this one out, take this one out, because it's like I'm not much of a singer, and I'll like pitch something to him, and I'm like, here we go. He's like, yeah, maybe like I don't know, maybe put some notes in there or something instead of just a bunch of words all back to back. Right. I'm like, all right, we'll take this one off, take this one off.
And that's why we work well together. And I think the group as a whole, we really do collaborate extremely well, where I don't think a lot of groups, that's a thing that holds a lot of people back, is they don't.
I'm sure a lot of that was honed in the live show too, because part of the reason why that's like my favorite Broken Spoke song is because it's the first one that really grabbed me. Like my wife and I were at Eighth Wonder one night, and y'all were out there playing, and I was like, yeah, it was a while back, and I was like, who is this band? And then when I heard that song, I was like, oh man, there's something going on here. This, the lyrics are I mean, if you're that guy in that song, if you ever been that guy, it's like it really just kind of was like, wow. So, but I think y'all play so much live, and you spoke to a little bit earlier, that's really where you catch people, a song like that really is just grabbed my attention. And after that, I was like, okay, I know who these guys are.
I think we're kind of coming into our own a little bit on the songwriting side, right? Because we've always been so focused on just having a good live show that stuff always took a back seat, right? And I think some of that stuff, the recording, the songwriting, all of those things, let's just say finding our own voice, right, has taken a back seat early on to what our goals were. And I think that's still the piece that's exciting, that's evolving, right, with what's going to be next.
How does most of your music come about? Is it the lyrics first, then music, or somebody come up with something, fiddle player, you hear something a little, and then it's like, oh, let's write some lyrics to that?
I usually, we start with like a hook.
Start with the hook.
Yeah. I'm good at that. I'm not good at finishing the rest of the stuff, which like I said, teamwork makes the dream work.
At 4 o'clock in the morning, you wake up, write this down, send it out to everybody, go back to bed.
You should see like my little notes memo and all that stuff. It is full of like just, little things here, there, little tidbits and whatnot. But like those, what interests me a lot in just listening to music, writing music as well, is hearing those things that catch your ear, like you got 2 minutes. You know, most people like lose their attention after a few seconds. You know, you listen to like these bland, like, you know, songs that sound like a million other songs or whatever, and it's like, well, what's the difference between that and like, you know, another song that's like that has a hook, that has a catch, or whatever it is, that grabs your attention, but why? You know, I like finding that out. I'm nerdy about that stuff, but yeah, the whole finishing it up and stuff, I'm not so nerdy about that.
Yeah, I mean,
That's why it's a team.
I'm more of a melody guy, right? Almost gotta, even if I'm doing it with myself, right? I gotta have a place where we shove up from. So I usually start with the melody and all that, and then I'm like, okay, because I gotta get a cadence I'll hum through it or whatever, and start, okay, I'm starting to get a melody of the vocal, right? And then I'm like, okay, now I can go back, even if I have an idea of maybe what I want the song to be, right? And the last thing I usually typically do is lyrics. So that's why I think a lot of times when Josh will send me stuff or whatever, it's really good. It's easy for me because like that, I'll listen to it and do it, and it's almost like you've done 3/4 of the work. Just finish it up from here.
This song, though, I wrote this down in like 20 minutes. We're except for about a line. You help me out.
Yeah, like one line, maybe.
Yeah, but that was just one of those.
Yeah, I think when we listened to it, I was like, dude, this is a keeper. We like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. That's
why
why
the keeper.
sometimes it's just lightning in a bottle. Like, okay, this is the one.
And
You
that's
got to have your bottle ready. You know, that's
have that
thing.
Yeah.
That's fun. But that's why we re-recorded it, because I think we really love the song. Again, it was one of the very first songs that we ever did original live. I mean, going way back.
Yeah.
And so we have grown so much as a band with the members and the just the maturity of the band.
Right.
We were like, look, this song is good, and we wanted to make sure that it has its day. And so we said, let's recapture it now as we're doing it live, right? Kind of a more updated version of how you would hear it if you came to a show. And honestly, it did as well. It did the best of any single. Like, we've done the radio thing now with this album and that. I mean, by far, it was in the top 25 of the Texas country music charts for like 2 or 3 weeks, which is crazy to us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, how that happens to us. But again, we would agree too. We like, I personally like the song. We all like the song.
Yeah.
Our kids love this song. My kids love this song.
I remember my daughter one day, you can't move into a bottle. That's crazy.
The school will have to do twice as big.
It was on a houseboat. It's like one of those ship in a bottle things. It's cool. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it later. Anyways.
You have to see those bottles.
Yeah.
It's a metaphor for how sad you make me.
Oh man,
Are we good?
it's time, right? I thought that's what you were saying earlier.
No.
Oh.
No, actually, what I was going to say is I really want to hear how the songs develop in y'all's style. Like, do you write the words, send them to you to work up lyrics and stuff? How does the fiddle come in? The last
Yeah, we can talk real.
and say, man, this sound really good here.
Okay. Yeah. Let's it's just we're already at like 15, 16 minutes now. So let's take another break. When we get back, we'll talk. Oh, wait. No, this is a third segment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll make it quick. I mean, it takes a good melody, some good lyrics, and some chords.
Done. That's the recipe.
You guys got any more beer in that first thing?
We're about to write something. We're about to write the best song you've ever heard.
Better not be writing the song right now.
Yeah. Now, want to thank everybody for tuning in to this week's episode of Vinyl Voices Radio with the Broken Spokes. Appreciate you guys coming and hanging out.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And you can, check them out online. Music's everywhere. Videos, YouTube, shows. Go see a live show, because that's where you get the most out of these bands.
Bring your dancing boots.
Bring dancing boots. I'm going to bring my dancing, what am I wearing? Vans.
Dancing
Or shorts. But yeah, my dancing shorts. Yeah. No, but it's been fantastic. Great talking to you guys. And stick around for the fourth segment. That if you're watching on YouTube, you will, be moved over to that video here shortly. And want to thank Frank's Pizza for supplying some excellent pizza every time. 417 Travis. Never been to Frank's Pizza, go get some. And of course, Spindle Tap for supplying some beer for tonight's show. And Adley Law Firm for making this whole thing happen. Talk to everybody next week.
Sometimes I need a little help to get myself to sleep at night.
This is Vinyl Voices, brought to you by Adley Law Firm, Houston's personal injury attorneys for 30 years.
Into a bottle.
Hey, everybody. Vinyl Voices Radio podcast. We're coming in with the fourth segment, a live performance by the Broken Spokes. Very stoked for this. I'm going to get out of the way so they can do their thing.
Someday I'll stop dreaming about you. Someday I won't miss you like I do. Someday your name won't be so damn hard to say. Someday, not today. Someday when it stops hurting, I know I'll have a brand new heart. I won't count the hours or the days that we're apart. Someday I won't break into memories replay. Someday, but not today.
Let's go right to the next one.
Absolutely.
Ready?
Yes, ma'am.
1, 2, 3.
My sweetheart is gone and I'm so lonely. She said that she and I were through. So I started out drinking for pastime, driving nails in my coffin over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving them nails over you. Now if you turn me down, you don't want me. There's nothing I can lose. I'm just driving these nails in my coffin and worrying my sweetheart over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving them nails over you. Now you turn me down, you don't want me. There's nothing I can lose. I'm just driving these nails in my coffin and worrying my sweetheart over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving them nails over you. I'm just driving nails in my coffin every time I drink a bottle of booze. I'm just driving nails in my coffin, driving them nails over you. I'm just driving them nails over you.
1, 2, 3.
roll. Oh,